Hi and welcome back to Gray's Gardening. My name is Gray. I'm an amateur gardener. We're all amateur gardeners. So I'm back down at the plot. I've been away from the plot now for about 4 weeks. It's partly because it's the end of the season. You need a little break from time to time, but also weather's been absolutely shocking. It's been raining pretty much every day. I've been really busy at home with the house, and I started a new job, so I've been pretty busy with that also. But I'm really excited back down today. Took the day off work today to spend a good few hours down here to get through a load of jobs, and there is plenty that needs to be done over the winter months. But the good thing about winter is you've got more time to do it. You don't have to worry about weeding and then more weeds coming through, and you definitely don't have to worry about watering your plants this time of year, unless of course they're inside, and then you can't completely abandon them. So quickly want to show you what my plan is over winter, and then going to get through a few jobs today. Last year I dug the pond but didn't finish it, so I've got some sand to go in the bottom of it. I've got the pond liner, and then that will be going in there. I'm not sure the camera's picking that up well enough, but it is actually a 2-foot deep hole, so the pond will be getting dug this year. The fruit trees need a bit of a trim. They've all gone a bit leggy, so I'll be cracking on with that. Just to the side of me here is the conservatory that I've taken down from my home for the extension to be built. So I've moved it all down here, and there'll be some kind of cold frame, glass house, not sure what it's going to be, getting built down at the plot. I'll be tidying up the banana trees. I'll go into that in a minute. All the beds, they have not been used this year, so they've been given a rest, but I need to tidy them up. This one definitely needs a good tidy, and I've got some new daffodil bulbs just over here. They'll be going in, hopefully get that done today. They need planting in. It's getting a bit late now for them to go in, so a load more bulbs can go in that one, and we'll get some nice daffodils in the springtime. Just in this area in front of me where this bed is, there's going to be a polytunnel going up, so hopefully get that done. And there's my soft fruit in there, which will be inside the polytunnel and protected hopefully from the birds and the squirrels and the mice and everything else that was eating them. Here's another greenhouse that I've managed to salvage, and I can't decide yet whether or not I'm going to take down this woodshed to make room for the new glass house greenhouse. Got quite a bit of space there, but there is a lot of junk, so it needs a good tidy. Likewise over here, it's all gone very overgrown and messy, but this is the time of year to be tidying it up. Greenhouse has gone a bit overgrown and messy, so that will be having a good tidy at some point also. And what I will be doing in the next week or so will be insulating it. I've got a load of bubble wrap and things like polystyrene and stuff like that, where I'll show you exactly how to insulate your greenhouse. And the grapevine will be getting a good tidy as well, although I managed to keep on top of it quite well this year, but I will still need to tidy it up. But before I get started, I did say I'd give a big shout out to my nieces, whose birthdays it was this week. So happy birthday to you both. So first job today is going to be chopping back and protecting my banana trees. These are the Musa Basju, which are supposed to be hardy down to -10. I think last night we hit -5, and as you can see, the leaves have all started to get really frost damage now. And what you want to do is protect them, make sure the core and it really inside the base of the plant is protected. Now that is a good old stem, which will protect the insides of it, but some of the smaller ones, especially like so this one down here, new baby one, these need wrapping up warm for the winter. So let's get cracking on the banana tree coverings. Okay, so it always feels a little bit brutal this time of year to chop down your banana trees, but it really does protect them for next year. They're not looking too good, as you can see, all a bit droopy. The leaves are all shredded, they've gone brown, and if we don't protect this now, they won't come back next year. So first of all, just get yourself a nice sharp serrated knife, and we'll just start chopping off the leaves one by one, trim them back so we can see what we're dealing with. It literally is. Just chop them all back. As I say, it does feel a little bit brutal, but it's for the good of the plant. And even this new top one, that's only going to get damaged. So we're just going to chop right through it all. There we go. Okay, we're now left with a decent stalk. And I'll do the same on this side as well. So as mentioned, it always does feel a little bit brutal to be chopping down your banana trees, but you've got to do what's best for the health of the plant. So we've got 3 big ones here, and there's a few baby ones that I even chopped in half down there. I'm leaving the ones in the middle as they are, because they'll be protected once I put all the protection on it. This one has got a little bit too big, so what I'm going to do is going to chop him right in half, and you can chop it as far back as you want. You can chop them back down to the ground if you want, but by leaving some kind of structure in, just helps it next year to go higher and higher and higher if you want them that big. So that one has got a bit too big for my liking, so I'm literally going to chop him about halfway. The sun comes up over that way and goes all around there, so I'm going to keep this one at the front as the big one, and this one about half the size. So because it's made up of leaf, basically rolled up leaf, it's quite easy to chop through, although very difficult one-handed. So I'll just put the camera down a sec. Okay, so just chopped right through the middle. And I wanted to show you how the inside of a banana tree looks. It's literally just ring after ring after ring of the leaf that grows up and up and up into the point, and then each bit folds down into the leaves, which I've now just chopped off. So this is what we need to start protecting, but right through the center is where it grows from. So it comes up through there. Managed to salvage lots of bubble wrap and polystyrene and this lovely fleecy material. Get this from our HelloFresh deliveries, which the frozen food comes in, so I always save them, and then I can use that to wrap up the bananas. So let's start wrapping them up. But just before I do, these are all the leaves I've just chopped off, and just behind it, this is my gunnera plant, also known as dinosaur food or giant rhubarb. Absolutely massive leaves, but again in the winter dies off. So what I use these banana leaves for is just a nice big covering. So just grab each one and plop them all on top. And what that'll do is give that some kind of protection. I'll put the whole lot on. I'm going to pop them all on top there. And there we have it, a nice, economical, environmentally friendly way of insulating one of your more tender plants. Just put a load of banana leaves over it. I'll just put a brick or something on top of it to hold them down, protect from the wind, but that should be fine. And then in the spring, I'll take all that off and the gunner will start to sprout through again. So here is a bit of a fleecy sheath I made last year, bit of fleece on the inside, wrapped up with a bit of plastic cover on the outside. And hopefully, all being well, I'll just slide right back over again. There we go, that's the first layer done. I'm just going to build that up and keep wrapping around the fleece and the bubble wrap and then tie it all together. Okay, hopefully you get the idea. it is quite important that you let the top breathe. So I need to just put a bit of a hole in that. Okay, what you don't want to do is suffocate the plant. So make sure there's a bit of a hole there, but the rain will then be able to just run off it, run all the way down. It won't stay soaking wet at all times, but hopefully that gives you the idea. And then I'll wrap them up in string and make sure they're all covered. Okay, here we have it. The banana trees all wrapped up for the winter. This one has got a little air hole just poking out there. All wrapped up. We've got bubble wrap, we've got fleece, and I even put on some polystyrene just to wrap around them, but I have left them sticking out at the top so it can still breathe and get a bit of sunlight on it. And then in the spring, the new growth will literally start popping out from in here. So it's really important to keep it as protected from the elements, protected from the winter as much as possible, and especially down in that center, almost nucleus of the plant, because the babies are in there, the baby banana trees. They do look funny, especially when you walk into the plot and you see these almost statues stood there, but they will protect it now right through the winter. I look forward to the spring when we can take them all off again. Alrighty then, now it's time for one of my more favorite jobs with one of my favorite boys' toys, the battery operated hedge trimmer. It's time to take back all the brambles. Let's get started. Right, pardon the pun, we can now see the wood for the trees and be able to start clearing this. I'm going to go right along that hedge, right through there. So a few weeks ago, I showed you my fig tree and how it actually has a second harvest of figs. Each fig tree has 2 harvests each year, but in the UK, the second harvest will never ripen. So it's time. I gave it as long as I could to see if any of these would ripen. The leaves have all gone, so it's time now to take them off so that the tree itself can now put some more energy into creating the new figs for next year. So let's get these all stripped off. Okay, you can see them. They have browned, but these are just so tough, so hard. They've ripened a little bit inside, I suppose, but there's no sweetness to them. They're dry, they're no good. So you just go around the plant, just literally picking them all off. You can see here we've got a new bud for next year, and just next to it, about the size of a pea, that is the new fig. And you can see them dotted around the plant. They're very, very small at this stage. In fact, I think that'll be one. But for now, all the big figs, we just take them off, just throw them on the floor. Maybe a squirrel will eat them, or maybe they'll just compost down and give some energy back to the plant. Look, some of them have gone mouldy. We definitely don't want them on the tree. Take them all off. Most of them are just falling off. It doesn't take much at all. It's a shame. If we lived in a warmer climate other than the UK, whereby it would stay warmer for longer, then we would get a second harvest of figs. But for now, it'll be 1 harvest per year. Look, even that one, it's quite a biggie, but it's not going to ripen. Right, hope you've enjoyed today's video, everyone. Thank you to everyone who subscribed so far. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and also hit that thumbs up button and give me drop me some comments. As mentioned earlier in the video, there'll be much more videos coming now over the winter. Got plenty more to come, so stay tuned and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks everyone, take care, bye now.